Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Robin Brown and Kody Brown of Sister Wives were up about why religion has been a constant source of contention between them. Kody said that his wife has been really frustrated with him. The marriage between Robin Brown and Kody Brown is having issues because of a third party. This time, the source of the stress for the Sister Wives couple is not his ex-wives Janelle Brown, Christine Brown, and Meri Brown, but rather the church. Robin has been struggling to locate a branch of their Apostolic United Brethren church since the couple, parents to Dayton, Aurora, Brianna, Solomon, 13 and Ariella 8, moved from Utah, first to Las Vegas and then to Flagstaff, Arizona. In the December 8th episode of the TLC series, she added, "I was born into our church. I went to a church school when I was young. It was something that was part of my everyday life. And I have been worrying like crazy about our kids not having that." Robin's life has been empty since she was unable to locate a branch of their church to attend. "We went everywhere when they were little, and then we went to Vegas and we couldn't. And so we were trying to do it as a family, but it was never really that great," she went on to say of her kids. "And so we haven't been going to church because of that. Kody has really intense feelings about our church." Kody also admitted that his hesitation to get back in touch with their faith has turned into a source of conflict. "She's been really frustrated with me sort of withdrawing from the church that she grew up in," he said of his wife. The children of Robin and Kody also offered their opinions, stating that they wanted to get back in touch with the group and the community. Aurora, a 22-year-old college student, found that discovering a different faith made her yearn for the one she was up with. She said, "The Buddhism class I took last semester is one thing that's kind of pushed me a little bit more towards it. I wanted that to be a lot more of a part of my life than it is. Like have a community. In the meantime, 19-year-old Brianna is looking for love at church. I really want that in my life," she stated in the episode. "So I think that would probably be a good place to start. I want to start dating guys who kind of believe the same thing and have the same life goal as me." Robin, on the other hand, wants to reorient her daughter's church attention to the principles she believes are present there. "Hey, shouldn't be the reason why you're at a church. I want them to focus on their spiritual journey more than anything at this point. And then that kind of stuff kind of has a tendency to fall into place," she admitted. "I know that they're interested in dating, a guy that is similar to their beliefs." On this season of Sister Wives, Kody is navigating a number of complex situations in his relationships, including the religious issue with Robin, the impact from his breakups with Janelle and Meri, and his continued separation from many of his 18 children. Janelle, who shares Logan Brown, 30, Madison Brush, 29, Hunter Brown, 27, the late Garrison Brown, Gabriel Brown, 23, and Savannah Brown, 19, with her ex, stated in the series' December 1st episode that Kody is alienated from 90 to 95% of his children. "He is not really wanted at events. He is not coming regardless of who he brings or doesn't bring with him," Janelle said. However, as she pointed out, his children's feelings are unaffected by whether or not his surviving wife Robin goes with him. Janelle clarified, "Kody believes that he will be able to attend these family events if he leaves Robin's house. But that is completely untrue." Continue reading for more shocking revelations this season. Shortly after their 1990 vows, Kody Brown stated that he was prepared to separate from his first wife Meri Brown. However, Meri revealed in the September 15th premiere that he led me to believe that he would work on things by saying, "Oh Meri, when we move to Flagstaff, this will be a good time to have a new beginning for us," referring to their 2018 move. "He has been doing this for a very long time. Her primary complaint," she stated, "is his lack of communication and how he really felt, and what he really wanted, or what he really didn't want in the story that he's been telling for all these years. I'm like, why would I do this?" Kody said that there might have been mixed messages, but only because he was working on the situation. "I would not court and date her now," he clarified. In any case, when Meri finally pulled the plug in early 2023, her pals were ecstatic. They say, "All right, we're backing you and here for you. Blinders off," She now feels that he had been trying to get her to leave for years by claiming he didn't love her. Because if he can push me out and I leave, he's not the bad guy because he didn't walk away. And it's about damn time, she said. In the season premiere, Cody admitted that he was ready to let the dream die years after the family bought the 14-acre plot of land in Flagstaff, Arizona, on which they intended to build. Since he couldn't build without paying the entire $820,000 price tag, which the family reportedly did in 2023, he told his remaining wife Robin Brown, "I'd almost rather scrap it or sell it, and then just start again somewhere else." Regarding Robin, she replied, "I can't talk about that," adding, "That is so not where I'm at." Janelle Brown, the second wife, previously told E! News that we just kind of started to grow apart. But in the end, she left because of Cody's shortcomings as a dad to several of his children. The mother told Logan Brown, Madison Brown Brush, Hunter Brown, Garrison Brown, Gabriel Brown, and Savannah Brown, "The big spark for me was when his relationship broke down with my children, and he didn't seem like he would move heaven and earth to fix it. And I thought, okay, that was what was really holding me here," the mother said. Janelle refused to entertain the possibility of reconciliation, even when Cody brought it up in the November 3rd episode. "I don't know how I would ever reconcile with him and have him not have a relationship with my kids," she replied. "No, I'm going to always choose my kids." That was Cody's justification for not trying harder to patch up the problems he was having with some of his grown children. In the September 15th episode, he complained, "I don't fit in the family anymore." He added that he was still completely married to Robin and raising their 5 children together: Dayton, Aurora, Brianna, Solomon, and Ariella Brown. "And then I have some relationship with some of the other kids, and it's infrequent. What should I do with all of this, I ask myself. It's not a family-like atmosphere. It's been difficult between us," Robin admitted in the season 19 opener. Even though they were genuinely monogamous for the first time in their 14-year marriage. "We're probably doing the worst we've ever done in our marriage. He isn't sure if he or one of the other women is to blame. I believe Cody is looking at me and asking, 'Are you going to reject me too?' Because he is experiencing a lot of rejection." She consequently disclosed, "I'm on my toes." The worst aspect, in her words, is there's no resource to help with the idea that I'm still married to a man who's going through divorces. I have to constantly ensure that he is not ruining our relationship. I can't look myself in the mirror and say, "Hey dude," Cody shared, expressing a crisis of confidence. "I cherish you." They're all moving on, Robin said in the October 27th episode. "And I feel like the idiot that got left behind." Robin found it difficult to see her former sister wives embrace their new era. "I know that Maddie has not had any conversations with her dad," Janelle said during the premiere, adding her oldest daughter Madison to the list of children Cody isn't currently seeing. He's not called, she's not called him, and she doesn't have any relationship with Robin. She has essentially dismissed both of them. Cody's shaky relationship with Maddie's children, Axel, Evangeline, and Josephine, is the problem, according to Janelle. She doesn't really want him to have any contact unless he can commit to it. Because of this, Janelle revealed on the September 22nd episode that when the family started to really dissolve, Cody did sort of cut off communication with Maddie and her husband Caleb Brush, whose sister was married to Cody's brother. She has felt like it's probably better if they don't know about him until he can be consistent and show up and not be dramatic, Janelle continued, adding that Maddie has been mama bear to the extreme since Cody hasn't been calling or visiting. Robin added that she has been pushing Cody to make amends, but she also stated, "I think the kids should be doing the same thing too." Cody, however, seems unprepared to mend the split for the time being, complaining that each time he spoke to his daughter, it was a fish for gossip and I got tired of it. He was alluding to the fact that he never loved me and he felt like he had to marry me, Mary revealed in a conversation with her friend Brandy at the September 15th premiere, while celebrating their 32nd anniversary. "And I said to him, I said, Cody, I said, I know you loved me." In a confessional, Leon Brown's mother asked why he ever proposed if he didn't. When a single young man meets a single young woman, why would he choose to marry her and just affirm and force love for her when he didn't love her? She pondered. How cruel is that? To pick me out of a crowd and just be like, I pick you to try to force myself to love for the next 32 years? According to Cody's own admissions, he responded, "Oh, Mary has her little accusations now. Fine, she can say whatever she wants. I'm not going to comment on it." He would, however, admit that they never relished their honeymoon. This marriage was on the rocks the entire marriage, he demanded during the episode that occurred on October 20th. And how would I know that? Because I had such a better relationship with Janelle, with Christine, with Robin. Even though he acknowledged that he should have gotten out of the relationship 25 years ago, he remained because he was afraid, saying, "Leadership will never allow you to marry again if you're discarding wives." Janelle stated that the first step was to pay off the Arizona property, but she wasn't sure if she wanted to construct on Coyote Pass or just sell it. "I think I'm going to have to lawyer up," she admitted to her ex-sister wife Christine Brown in the September 22nd episode, as Cody was not willing to discuss the matter with her. "Because I think that's the only way I'm ever going to get any kind of decision out of him." In addition, Janelle admitted that, in the absence of a valid marriage to Cody, "I really have no legal rights to make any kind of claim on Cody's property." In her own words, "It's not like I'm just calling a lawyer and saying I need to divorce this person. No, it's really complicated because there's no legal marriage." Cody claims that he no longer trusted Janelle, which is why he didn't discuss their Arizona property with her. "We will pay off the property when the time comes," he maintained during a confessional in the September 22nd episode, adding, "And I'm not giving you any details about what I'm doing or whatever, because I'm tired of disclosing information that goes through the gossip mill of our broken family." In her own interview, Janelle described it as a bit of a pot calling the kettle black. Her words, "He leaks like a sieve. He told me stuff about his other relationships and his other wives that I was like, I don't think you're supposed to be telling me that." The family used to put all of their money into one pot back, when their love was still growing rather than shrinking. Janelle said on the September 22nd episode, "We would use all the resources to help one person. Then we would all rally to support the other person. That's how it always worked until the last 10 years or so. And all of a sudden it's been about my estate. And everyone needs their own estate." They all helped to purchase Robin's $1.65 million 5-bedroom house in Arizona when she needed a place to live. It was put up for sale this past August. According to Robin, the goal was for it to benefit the family. However, Janelle was rejected when she proposed that they all sign the mortgage. Cody was like, No, we need to protect Robin's estate," Janelle recalled. Janelle went on to say that she would like her share of the Coyote Pass earnings, now that she is leaving the family. "And I'd like to recoup some of the money I put into Robin's house. However, it can be difficult to sell. We were working together for so long," Robin said. Robin continued, "It's like, how do you calculate? How do you figure that out? It's so confusing." After Janelle claimed she owed them money, Janelle expressed her frustration about the family's failure to pay off Coyote Pass, claiming that Cody had all these other debts. Despite this, she has seen him acquire other possessions, such as trailers and home furnishings. She remarked, "I see all the art on their walls," referring to Robin and Cody's residence. Cody claimed that a large portion of his money was used to purchase cars, basically had a fleet, and insurance for the children. "I see all these things. And that's fine. I have money and I've spent it on things too. I used to always be surprised at how nice her backyard was. It was completely finished. And there was always like stuff at her house. And I was like, wow. Huh." Janelle added, even though she admitted she wasn't sure how Cody and Robin managed their finances. Ultimately, she stated, "He doesn't prioritize what I need or what I want." Eventually, that problem weakened her. "I think after a while, I began to see it, and my kids were getting very angry about it, like my adult children. Like, what the hell, Mom?" In Robin's opinion, though, she was extremely frugal after her first marriage failed. During the September 22nd episode, she revealed, "I used to be not so great with money. When I was young, I had hard knocks. And then I learned during my divorce really how to budget myself very, very well." Regarding her fellow sister wives, she stated, "You just must have had a different priority of where your money was going to go than I did. That's all. There's no contact, really, with Mary or Robin or Cody, Janelle admitted in the September 22nd episode as she and Christine, the mother of Aspen Brown, Michael T. Brown Padron, Paydon Brown, Gwendolyn Brown, Isabel Brown and Truly Brown, gathered with their broods. I don't think that will change all that much. During their time in Las Vegas, Cody referred to their arrangement of 4 houses on a single cul-de-sac as the best time of my life, saying, everything was going well and Maddie and Caleb were around. And it was great having them around. I also adored Caleb. He was undoubtedly like family. However, things started to fall apart in Arizona as they argued over safeguards against the coronavirus. And he said that his marriages broke down, followed by his relationships with the children. It just made all those relationships go sour. However, Christine maintained that there were problems long before she made her departure, known in late 2021. During the September 22nd show, she stated, my leaving didn't change his kids' relationship with him. All the kids that were frustrated way before I left. Cody still has time to mend his relationship with his kids. However, it will undoubtedly require some effort. The problem is that I'm not willing to accept responsibility for things that my wife or ex-wife is sitting there telling them I did. I'm so angry about how I've been treated that I haven't gotten past that, Cody stated. I'm hoping that the disdain will eventually fade. We'll be able to rediscover love and forgiveness. When he and Mary were legally married at the ages of 19 and 21, respectively, Cody disclosed that they didn't really know one another. They eventually filed for divorce in 2014, so Cody could legally adopt Robin's 3 oldest children from her first marriage. She was really different when we got married, and I believe that Mary had some baggage that I was unaware of, Cody said. He said that everything was a fight and stated, I can't live in a world where she is constantly angry at me. At first, I felt like I could live with it. But he couldn't get out. A man with several marriages, said Cody, if he wants to stay faithful and in the faith, he cannot request a divorce. It's not allowed. So I was not able to get out of that relationship. At the same time, I didn't necessarily want out of the relationship. I wanted to know if we could save and fix it. He acknowledged that the confusing messages were caused by Mary's belief that everything would be resolved. However, Cody went on to say, I'm trying to be curious with her and I'm bored. She wasn't nice, she wasn't fun, she wasn't kind, and she wasn't interesting. He acknowledged that he could understand Mary's feelings of abandonment, saying, but I didn't kick me out. Christine, Janelle, and Mary all chose to have me leave the home. Mary requested an official separation, known as a release, from their church in late 2022, even though Janelle and Christine believed they didn't need to divorce Cody because their marriage was never lawful. She clarified in the September 22nd episode that it was through our church when each of us 4 ladies married Cody. Obviously we can't all be legally married, but it was what we called a covenant. So I feel like it's best to terminate that, because we're not moving forward with any marriage, and I don't want to be sealed to him for eternity if he doesn't want me. And I'm at a place that let's just separate this completely. She went on to say that Cody was opposed to the notion because he did not want to acknowledge the authority of the church authorities. The damage was done so badly that we're not going to reconcile no matter what, Cody said in reference to his position. And so, however, we are made accountable to God. I don't want to be accountable to this church and all their BS. So I'm going to let Mary go and do her thing, because if I'm angry at her it becomes a fight. And I needed her just to go away, because it just took forever for her to finally realize it's been done, and over for years. For the 18 Brown children, a text message debate about a 2021 holiday gift exchange got especially sour. It all went bad. It all went south, Christine explained. Cody and Robin and their kids were on one side, and they wanted nothing to do with Janelle, me, our kids. And there was a split that happened after this text thread. According to Robin, her 3 older children felt that the conversation was emotionally unsafe and advised them to distance themselves from the relationship. But it was never anything about, we don't want to see you again. We don't want anything to do with you, she maintained. It was just about hey, this got yucky. Gabriel, for his part, hopes they can track each other down again. In the episode that aired on October 13th, he admitted, The thing I want most is to just have a relationship with Robin's children again. In middle school, Aurora was my favorite person to hang out with. And in high school, I would always try to hit Dayton up. But I'm not hopeful for a relationship with Dad and Robin. When Aurora's mother married Cody in 2010, she insisted on joining the family, saying, "I have been told directly, multiple circumstances by multiple different people, that I was not accepted, that I wasn't their sister, and that they didn't think or perceive me that way." Brianna, her sister, also expressed her opinion that the parents could have done a better job with, connecting us as a family, and it never really happened. Christine, however, is unsure of how they may have extended their embrace. She ensured that Robin and Robin's children were invited to everything. "I would just say, just come into the house anytime you want." She also mentioned that Michael T. Brown Padron lived with Robin's children for a while, and that her daughter Isabel Brown was very close to them. "There were hard times and my kids were frustrated. But they always considered Robin's kids their siblings just the same." Lashing out at the autonomy she received through multiple marriages, when it's functioning correctly, you have this amazing family unit that you're part of, a community that you're plugged into. You have a husband, and you have a great relationship with him. And you have everything, right? And then I have all my independence. So to me, plural marriage really was a really great arrangement. But Cody would never again say I do to polygamy. "Polygamy kills emotional intimacy," he said in the episode that aired on December 1st. "It makes everybody defensive, and I really want an emotionally vulnerable, intimate relationship with a woman. And you're not going to get that in polygamy." According to Janelle, once the family moved to Arizona from Las Vegas in 2018, Cody found it more difficult to split his affections. She said on the September 29th show, Cody found it a lot easier to be away when he moved to Flagstaff. She revealed that he would try to grovel because he was exhausted, saying, "I'm really tired." I'm like, well, you can rest at my house just as much as you can rest at Robin's house. A couple of times I had to remind him that he needed to come to my house. The problem for Christine's children, however, was that they saw that Robin and their dad were a couple, and he wasn't in our home. Janelle described the separateness her brood felt with Robin, saying, "My children were scolded if they would open up Robin's fridge." Robin added that her crew was aware of the division. On the September 29th episode, she revealed, "Mary was very accepting of my kids and I overall. But the rest of the family really struggled to accept my kids and I. All we wanted to do was be a part of this family." However, Gabriel would contend that he and his siblings made a concerted effort to include them. He stated, "I think that Robin definitely has a victim complex," during the episode that aired on October 13th. "I mean, to put it bluntly, and I don't necessarily blame her for that. I think that different people do, devise different strategies to keep themselves afloat." But he continued, "If she actually believes that we were mistreating her or her children in any way when she was constantly getting favorited by Dad, and we were always working on our relationship with her kids, if she actually believes that, then there's no chance of me having a relationship with Robin ever again." In the September 29th episode, Cody talked about how his and Robin's youngest child, Ariella, who was born in January 2016, clung to his leg as he tried to depart, demonstrating how having their dad move between 4 different houses did have an impact on his 18 children. "I had to explain to her, there's another wife that needs me, another mommy. I got other kids that need to see me," Cody said. "And she's just dragging along on my legs screaming, 'Don't leave me, Daddy, don't leave me.' And I'm like, golly man, this is hard." Janelle insisted, "Unfortunately, that's just a reality of plural marriage. From the very beginning," she said, "the kids knew that their dad was not going to always be there. I always felt like that Cody and Robin mismanaged the situation with her children. He couldn't be away for more than 3 or 4 days, because Ari just gets so sad or whatever. I'm like, I feel like that was poor parenting. Through all history of the family, the other kids did it, and they're fine. They're well-adjusted adults." During Cody's divorces, Michael T., a mother of 3 and one of the few Brown children still close to Robin and Cody, as well as Christine and Janelle, played the role of peacekeeper. Robin was close to Michael T. from the time she joined the Brown family, and she was even invited to attend the birth of her twins, Archer and Ace. In November 2022. I was trying to figure out who I was when Robin first joined the family. And she made me feel special, and she made me feel seen, Mykelti said in the episode that aired on September 29th. Robin was there for me when I needed somebody. She was there for me when I needed somebody to hear me, to love me. Additionally, her mother Christine was ecstatic. Christine said in the October 6th episode, "It was everything that I hoped for when Robin entered the family, and it was clear that she and Mykelti had a great relationship. When I was so excited about having a plural family, I was hoping that my kids would have a great relationship with other moms." Kody believes that he was taken out of their life by more than just his wives. He gave his perspective on his distance from some of his older children in the October 6th episodes, explaining, "They're purposely leaving me out of their lives to punish me for a crime I did not commit. I am only guilty of not falling madly in love with their mothers." Furthermore, he added, he believes his ex-spouses share some of the responsibility. "This disparity in relationship with my children is specifically in my mind because of SD Talk," he stated. "There's this whirlwind of disappointment from the family breaking up or whatever, and it's like, well, blame Dad. Dad screwed up." Although he bears some of the responsibility, he finds the name calling offensive. Kody disclosed that one of his children replied to a text message saying, "You are a piece of trash. I would never speak to you again anyway." He notably mentioned that he was having trouble connecting with Hunter, Maddie, and Gabriel. "I've had one of my kids just say, 'You're an a-hole. I'm never talking to you again. You manipulated me and you brainwashed me,'" he said to cameras in a different incident. And he's unwilling to deal with that venom. He stated, "I'm not going to reach out forever," adding that he believes his parents ought to be doing more to make things right. "I'm willing to make the effort, but somebody else is going to have to be on the other end of that, and make some effort too." Robin found it extremely painful to witness Kody's alienation from his grown children. During the October 6th program, she said, "My parents got divorced when I was little. He lived with one wife in another city, and then my mom lived alone. I remember confronting my biological father saying, 'What happened? Why?' All he really did was just make a bunch of lame excuses as to why he wasn't there for me when I was young, and it just sucked." No, she wasn't going to let Kody's wounded sentiments prevent him from trying. During their heated on-camera confrontation in late 2022, she admitted, "I'm having a hard time feeling like losing respect for you a little bit." Kody also admitted that he might be doing more to improve his relationship with his children, but he insisted that he must first heal his heart. Claiming that certain of his children are colluding against me, he said, "I'm so angry about what has happened that if I talk to my kids, I'm worried that they'll trigger me with an accusation. I'm too hot-headed right now. All I'll do is more damage." When Janelle and Kody's oldest son Logan married his now-wife Michelle Petty in October 2022, a large portion of the family was present, but they weren't quite feeling the love. In the October 6th episode, Kody lamented to Robin, "You saw Madison take her kids and scuttle them away from me," pointing out that his daughter had not informed him that she was pregnant, her third child Josephine, who was born in February 2023. "She never told me she was pregnant. Since they don't talk much, Maddie doesn't really tell her dad anything. Really, Maddie doesn't have any contact with him." Janelle clarified when asked why her daughter avoided Kody during the wedding. "She is very protective of her children. Kody has not been there since Evie was born, and Evie's 3.5. And she didn't want him to just drop in and be like, 'Oh, I'm your grandpa,' and then be like, 'What? Who is this guy? What does Kody think?'" In reference to Maddie's life in North Carolina, he stated, "It's unrealistic expectation for grandparents to be in their grandchildren's lives all the time, especially if you move your children to an entirely different coast. In Flagstaff, I have a job and a life." One recurring issue is Kody's insistence on some kind of mea culpa, even though it's evident that he and his adult children have quite different perspectives on their continued separation. After the COVID scare was over, and we all went back to our normal lives, we still couldn't reconcile as a family, because Kody felt like the boys needed to give an apology to him, and to Robin, especially to Robin. Janelle talked about her sons in the October 13th clip. And after it sort of morphed into this, Well, they just need to come and talk to me. And the most precious person in this family who's given her heart and soul has been disrespected or some bull's tea like that, Janelle added. And I'm like, whatever, Cody. Cody's problem, she added, was that he believed his children had not been faithful to him. Yes, anything. The same was true for Gabriel, who told Janelle about a conversation he had with his father. He kept phrasing it like I owed him an apology, he said. And finally I was just like, hey, unless you're actually ready to have a relationship and fix things, then we're not going to talk anymore. He returned a few days later and texted me. He says, hey, I've been looking at what you've been saying. I said, I forgive you, please forgive me. I said, what have you forgiven me for? It's not frequently, but every couple months he'll call, and they'll go out. Janelle explained in the October 13th episode. Referring to Cody's relationship with his youngest of the 6 children, he shares with Janelle. The rest of the kids don't really have much of any kind of connection with him. Savannah, who graduated from high school in 2023, feels that her 4 older brothers have assumed the position of a father figure. The girl has even admitted to Janelle that she hopes to have her siblings marry her. He's going to be kind of that dad who shows up and we have a lot of fun, and then he's gone, Janelle explained. I've talked to Savannah about it, and she's like, look, I just have come to realize that this is who he is. Wherever he is, I can meet him. It's all right. But Janelle is less understanding. Look, I've seen this happen, she bemoaned, and I'm just so frustrated with Cody. Over the years, I've dealt with a number of ladies who were divorced, and the father simply disappears with the children. Gabriel took it very hard, because Cody was someone who would take Gabriel with him on business trips, Janelle said early in their father-son conflict. Cody was a totally engaged father until the last few years. I told Dad that if he doesn't change, and he can't take accountability, then I just won't ever see him again, Gabriel stated in the October 13th episode, despite his feelings of confusion over what he did to enrage his father. And that's totally fine with me. He's at peace that his dad is not in his life, Janelle said. That's what I wish for all of my children, you know. And I believe they're all arriving. Cody, for his part, seemed to be accepting of the circumstances. In a confessional, he said, I've tried to reach out to Gabriel several times, but have been turned down. I'm really sorry that he feels that way. However, it wasn't because I didn't try. Despite being the final wife to divorce Cody, Mary formally ended their relationship in late 2022 by asking for and getting what their church refers to as a release on the basis of abandonment. On the October 13th episode, she said, I know he doesn't like that word, because he doesn't feel like he abandoned me. I believe that he did. She believes that he essentially disregarded her until she decided to go, so that he could say, my hands are clean. Furthermore, Cody acknowledged that he had a small plan. I had moved on a long time ago, he said in a confessional, but let's be honest, I was scared of what she would do if I pulled off that band-aid. It's because Mary has never been faithful to me. I've been concerned about that. It's merely a matter of reputation, as being divorced ruins your reputation. Mary claimed that instead, it was hers that was being damaged. It's really just sad that Cody's talking about our marriage the way that he's talking about it, she stated. It feels like the narrative has changed with him, but the things that he's saying about me to other people, and the people are believing are not true. Thanks to an exercise suggested by their marital and family therapist in Las Vegas, Christina discovered years before she and Cody parted ways that they weren't a good fit on paper. During the October 20th episode, Christine disclosed that Cody wasn't any of the qualities on the list. I told him the list and he's like, I'm not any of those things for you. I said, no, you're not. Christine wrote down that she was looking for a good communicator, someone who would be present in her and her children's lives, and someone who was attracted to her. She rapidly realized that her now husband David Woolley was her soulmate, in part because of the missive. She raved about the widower father of 8, saying, he has owned his own drywall business, and his family is his most important thing. He is known for being straightforward and honest with others, and he is an excellent communicator.